You better cut it out.
All right, we're back.
Hey,
yeah.
we fucking
barely
did it. We fucking did it.
Technical problems aside, this has been a horrible beginning to a show, but I'm glad that the good hangs are wanting to stick around for this.
I know. I'm super glad that happened.
I thought you guys were about to hang up on us.
It was very close. It was very close for me.
I was pretty close to doing that.
Right.
I actually did do it one time, and they told me to call back in.
Oh.
And then I called back in. And
No, they're really trying to be serious, man. Fucking.
Yeah.
Could everybody introduce
3
themselves?
minutes of the torture.
That's bonus reels.
Yeah, could everybody introduce themselves again? I'm sorry. No?
No introductions.
No introductions? Fuck them.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start. My name's Dominic. I am the bassist and backup singer for Good Hangs.
Oh, great. Who's
My
next?
name's Anthony. I'm the guitar player and do all the recording and write most of the music.
Awesome. And
Hi, I'm Michael. I sing for the band. I'll write demos for songs, and also people call me Stein.
all right.
Primary lyricist of the band, too. He writes like 98% of all the lyrics.
He also designs all of our merch.
Very
yeah,
cool.
that too.
I like the lyrics a lot. They're very self-deprecating. I like that. A lot of
That's his
Well,
style.
yeah, that's good.
No, I like them a lot. It seems like a lot of songs about getting drunk and partying and
Yeah,
everything like
I love that
and
shit.
friends. I watched the videos today, and in the videos, I hardly see the drummer and the guitarist, really. It's mainly the videos I watched. I only do push-ups whenever I'm drunk. I mainly saw the guitarist, the bassist and the singer.
Yeah, that was
Just
a
us.
late night decision. We were like, let's just make a video. Because I can't remember why, but we were like, let's make a super artsy video. And it literally was the three of us were hanging out. And one of us had to film. So I
Right.
just filmed it. And it became this. And then Dominic, when he edited it, he put it in black and white, made it look like it was the A24
Nice.
art house film.
Oh, nice.
then
Yeah,
we
I saw
just,
that at the beginning.
Yep, we
It's like,
just
these dudes
posted
are
it, and, everyone was like, everyone saw that video and they were like, where's the rest of the band? Like, what is this? Is this serious? And we're like, that's kind of the vibe. You never really know what you're going to get.
Nice.
I like it.
I also did not get permission to use the A24 logo, but I did it anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
Are they talking about the music video where we kissed at the end
Yes,
of it?
the black and white.
That was so that was one of those moments you just break down laughing, crying in tears with your buddy over nonsense. And we were
Because I was directing.
Okay.
As they were in this basement, so I'm recording on the camera and I'm telling them what to do. And I was like, put your heads together. And they're trying so hard not to laugh. And then I said, put your noses together. And then
Yeah,
they were
well, you
both-
see the
they
laughs,
both-
but I don't know.
They were crying, tears
What?
coming down.
From
You
laughter?
could tell that it was because of laugh. It was 100% because of laughter. But when you put it in black and white, it looks like they're so emotional that they're just crying. But
Yes.
we were all crying, laughing. And then at the end, I said, all right, now you have to kiss.
Now
and
you
then
kiss.
Stein pulled him in and kissed him. And then we all, I was laughing. I fell over on the ground. Like I dropped the camera because I was laughing.
It was
Finally,
Right.
they've done it.
We all
It was,
high-fived our cocks.
It was the sweatiest, most salty kiss of my life. His lips were covered in sweat and tears.
Yeah.
But also best.
It was the worst.
we didn't get a lot of street cred from that one.
No,
They
fuck,
stuck up
man.
for us, no. The LGBTQ community did not
They didn't come through
react
for
in
you?
any way.
Fuck.
Didn't
No, they
come
just-
through for us.
Called you guys
You know,
posers.
Yeah, it was exactly what it was. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, nice mall board, dude. Come on, bro. We're out here. We're trying.
Trying it out. Yeah, man. You guys have been blowing up pretty big. Is it just lately, or has it been kind of like a slow rise to things? I saw the post with the I only do push-ups got like 1 million streams going on it right now.
Yeah, it was basically, so we started, I want to say in September December. Our first thing we dropped was, I think, December of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And then we dropped a full-length album that was like 10 different genres. It wasn't a pop-punk album. It was like, it had an electro weird song. It had like some 90s sounding songs. It had
Very
some
all
like
over the
super
place.
emo. Yeah, it was all over the place.
Right.
We had no idea. We were like, we don't know what's going to stick. What do people like? So we did that, and then the only songs that got any amount of interest, and we're talking, like 100 plays total. This was like nothing. Yeah. The only songs that got anything were the pop punk and the emo ones. Mm-hmm. So we sat down and we were like, we probably just need to pick a genre. Do we want to be an electronic band? Yeah, or do we want to be a pop punk and emo band? So we were like, we probably could pull off the emo pop punk thing the best, because none of us are very good at sounding like singing normal, or like, we all kind of sound pretty nasally and kind of like
just sound amazing
genre.
I was actually really digging
that's
the
very
singing.
kind of you.
Yeah, very definitely that's like 2000 pop punk for sure.
Yeah, for that genre, it's great, right? If we were going to try to be like a pop band, not quite right fit. So we were like, let's do the pop punk angle. We released an EP after that called Life is High School, which was pretty much just like straight up, I don't even know, like sort of pop punk, sort of emo, kind of the hybrid. And then over time we started releasing more songs, and it was funny that the I Only Do Push-Ups When I'm Drunk, our biggest song, I think we released it and it didn't really get any plays for maybe a year. Uh-huh. It was maybe like 9 months to a year, and then randomly Spotify decides, hey, let's just turn the faucet on. And so they start pushing it, and we see Spotify tells you where the plays are coming from.
Yeah.
And they push it out, and it's like Discover Weekly and all these algorithmic
That's where I
playlists.
heard that shit from, was on Discover Weekly. And really what got me was the Take a Rip, Yeehaw, Hell Yeah. I was like, okay, all right, yeah, let's fuck with this for a little bit. Let's see what's going on here.
People love that line, right? So because it's like it's so tongue in cheek, and like and so like the whole the vibe that we found that like really seems to strike a chord is like this really kind of silly, over the top partying like veneer on the top of just like deep, crushing depression.
Yes.
Underneath, right? Like like drinking and doing as many drugs as possible to mask the pain of being an adult in
so just regular
this
life.
world.
Just regular life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So then we released a bunch of different singles over the next year, and then we basically just combined them into like a greatest hits album, and we made the title of it
It's the
Greatest Hangs.
Yeah, okay.
Hangs.
As a play on words.
Yes.
And then that kind of became the de facto first real album. We actually ended up taking down the other album, which had all the weird genres, in order to get like, so when people went on our page, if they put it on shuffle, they didn't hit like some bizarro electronic song.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then after Greatest Hangs, then it was like February. I want to say that was maybe this year, like in the start of this year. Then Spotify really started pushing us just like crazy, and that's when we shot up from. It took us like 2 years to get to maybe 30,000 monthlies, and then in the last 5 or 6 months, it doubled us from
right. What do you have, like
30 all the way up to
or some shit right now?
Well, the height of it got us over like 100. Then we dropped, and now we're back at like 95. So it's been hovering around there, which is super cool. We're all super stoked about it, as you can imagine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to check the Spotify for Artists app and just to see all day long at any given time, there's over 100 people listening to Good Hangs.
Yeah.
And
it blows our minds.
Right.
It's a wild thing to think about. You got 100 people in a room at every second of the day just streaming Good Hangs music.
Fuck yeah. I listen to the
it makes me feel
really
bad
good.
too. I'm just like, I'm so sad that so many people feel like this. It's so depressing.
They all are.
all identify.
No, I do.
Like,
I did definitely like
did you write
identify
this
with a lot of the
song for
shit.
me?
Yes. It felt
it
intoxicated. I'm a low life, fucking local scene, all of it. I know. I'm sure it's fucking very tongue in cheek, but it's like, man, I'm digging it. Yeah, I've lived this shit.
At least felt that way.
It's been it's been kind of cool because we've all kind of been making music with each other since we were kids. Me, Anthony, and Dominic have been in bands together. From like hardcore bands to pop bands.
Nice.
And from the time I was like 15 to probably early 20s, we had gone through a number of different bands, and kind of went on a 10-year hiatus.
Oh.
And didn't write any music together. We didn't write any stuff or put anything together. And it's, when we had a pop band, we'd write like love songs, or we'd like make up stories, do like weird stuff that didn't exist.
Yeah.
But we hadn't really lived a lot of life. We were kids.
Yeah.
We were just kind of writing about like whatever, and just like, but not a lot of, you just haven't really felt the weight of the world. And I feel like, the music that we're writing now, I wouldn't have ever been able to write that if the last 10 years of my life didn't absolutely crush me into dust, and just bring me down to a level that I empathize with people a lot more just knowing like, you know, how much you fucking struggle out here on your own. And it's just made a huge impact on me and kind of my outlook on stuff and, you know, the kind of songs that we write. And it was really cool because we tried writing a couple different kinds of songs. Anthony talked about our first album that we had out.
Yeah.
It was called The Things We Think About. If you DM us, we'll send it to you.
Nice.
DM us and we'll send you that album.
It
It
certainly
fucking
will.
is.
Fuck yes.
It is weird, but anyone listening,
It's bad.
DM us. If you
It's
DM
bad?
us on
I'll
Instagram,
be the
we'll
judge
send,
of
we will
that.
send it to you. Yeah, it's no good, and there's a bunch of songs on there that we rewrote and re-released in different ways on Greatest Hang. So you
I
kind of
like
get to
hearing that
hear
kind
us
of
do
shit,
it,
though.
and
The beginnings of
you
it.
get to hear it in like a different light. But
Yeah.
there was a couple songs on there that people did like a little more, and that helped point us towards, you know, the kind of style that we write now.
Yeah.
Specifically, it was Bottom on there.
It was
And
called Bottom,
that-
which we
it was-
returned into.
it was called Bottom, and it's so different. But then we turned that into I Watched All My Friends Fade Out,
Oh,
and
that's, yeah,
that
okay.
that made a huge impact on like everyone was like, whoa, you know, the nostalgic of this,
Yeah.
like, you know, just it kind of it makes me sad thinking about all the friends that I used to have in high school. They're all gone now. I don't know any of them anymore. I'm a loser adult, you know. It's just like all the people listening to that, it was like, oh, whoa, this is really something. And that kind of gave us our North Star for a really long time about, you know, the kind of songs to write. And that changed how I was writing music. And I kind of just was able to look at, you know, the way that I was dealing with life and shit and just turn that into this whole new thing. And, you know, it's all kind of come together in like a crazy way where, you know, before we were trying to figure out like what Good Hanks was and the kind of music that we're going to write.
Yeah.
And now it really feels like we really know what a Good Hanks song is and the kind of elements that are going to go into that and the kind of things that people are going to want to get down to. So I'm so excited for where we're at as a band right
the
now. It
formula's
feels like
definitely
sky's
there.
the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the formula is there. I'm loving the fucking songs for sure.
Are you guys local right now, or are you guys touring around? What's happening right at the moment?
Chicago local, so Chicago only. We're not really touring or anything.
Okay.
It's funny too because we've joked around with people. We're like the followers on Spotify and how many people you can bring to a show.
that's way different.
They're so different, right?
Yeah,
and so
there's a
we
big
know bands
disconnect.
that have, for sure. There's a band out here that, like, you know, they have maybe, you know, like 100 monthly listeners on Spotify, and they'll pack out the House of Blues in Chicago.
We have that shit here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like they have maybe 200 followers. They barely post ever, and they crush shows.
Yep, and so we are for sure the opposite. We have a show coming up, and it's basically the only show we're going to play all year at a small venue in a 300 cap room.
Okay.
And we've sold a decent amount of pre-sales. We sold about 200 of the 300 like the available spots for this venue.
Bad. Yeah.
Not bad, but if you frame it and you're like, wait a minute, there's 95,000 people who listen to us in the last 28 days, and we're struggling to sell out one tiny club in our hometown.
Right.
Yes.
So we're like, basically, we're like, you know, we're probably exponentially too small to go on a tour where it would make sense for all of us with full-time jobs to be like, you know, I'm gonna take 2 months of PTO, you know, or maybe potentially no pay or whatever to go on a tour when we can't even sell out one show in our own backyard.
Yeah,
so it's like, how are we gonna draw in, you know, Alberta, Canada, or something? Like, people are like, when are you coming to the UK? And I'm like, you're gonna be the only one there.
Yeah, right.
Fly across the pond just for you.
You'll go over there, you'll play, no one will show up, and then that person will be like, when are you guys coming by? I was like, we came.
We were fucking there.
We were there. You missed us.
Yeah. It really speaks to it's. I think it's pretty hard in this day and age to say that like that touring is like a great marketing tool for your band, because I'm sure it definitely gets you some eyeballs. But you know, if like for example, if you could just play a show every night for like a bar of people, there's maybe 40 or 60 people there. It's like, wow, okay, I'm doing like 120 people every 2 days. Like that's crazy. That's a lot of people looking at our band. But like in the day and age we live in now, Dominic could post a TikTok of us just like fucking around.
Yeah.
And it could get millions of views.
It's so
and then we just
sick.
get all these streams. So that's like on one end. That's kind of like a shallow end.
Yeah.
But on the end that I look at it at, it's like, posting songs is your best growth strategy, as a
Right.
band, just getting new songs out as much as possible. And as long as people like them, you'll keep growing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, any of the time that I would spend doing like playing shows or going on tour, I just look at that like, that's going to be cool for doing the thing in itself. But as far as like growing the band, I feel like a band could just grow itself way bigger sitting at home writing good songs and posting them on Spotify.
Yeah.
And the other
Obviously.
thing too is like we've got this one friend who's like a true music purist. He's like, it's all about the live experience and stuff. So he's always making fun of us. He's like, you guys, like, how can you just prioritize, like writing songs, getting them on Spotify over like the actual live experience? And then it was funny. He texted us, and there's a hardcore band that we all grew up listening to called Misery Signals, which maybe you guys have heard of. But Misery Signals was playing a show. It was like basically like their last show ever or something like that. So he sent me the link, and he's like, dude, we have to go. Like they changed my whole life, like listening. And then he was like, I never saw them live. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, you keep saying the only way we can make an impact is if we're playing live in front of these people. That's the band that changed the course of your whole music.
Fucking life.
You never even saw them. So like, if you think of the grand scheme of things, right? Like I would say the top 10 favorite bands that I've listened to more than anything, that were with me in thick and thin and the hardest parts of my life and the highs and the lows. I don't think I've seen hardly any of them. Like I went to the When We Were Young Fest. We went a couple years ago,
Right.
which was out in Vegas, and I saw Jimmy Eat World for the first time. Yeah, they've had a couple of them. I saw Jimmy Eat World for the first time, nice. and Dashboard Confessional, and all these bands that I've been listening to since I was little. But I was like, if there was no fest and I never saw them, like it doesn't mean they didn't make a massive impact on me. You know? So that's kind of how we've been thinking about it.
It's actually the first band I've heard that actually said something about just not touring and not going out and going broke. and like, yeah, you're right. You can find more people in a day or in an hour pretty much than you do, having a local show at your every night. That's funny.
That's it. I mean, if we didn't have anything going on, you'd be like, for sure, we'd go out and play shows and, do stuff a little more than we do. We're all adults. We're all way too fucking old to be doing this anyways. And have, Anthony's married, has child.
Yeah.
And, I live in another state. I got a dog and a cat and a house.
Really? You live in another state?
Oh, yeah. I'm up in Wisconsin.
Okay, so you're in Wisconsin.
I'm up in Wisconsin. Yeah, I live right off the highway by a porn store.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Yeah. They used to be open 24 hours, but not since COVID hit. Now,
this time we go every night.
Another casualty. Another casualty of the pandemic.
The pandemic.
The 24-hour porn store off my highway.
How am I going to get fucking lubed up at 3 a.m.? It's fucked.
Not anymore.
We used to do that.
Are you guys sending tracks online then, or do you guys get together to record?
So we have a very hilarious system. So basically Stein will send a little snippet of a song probably once a day, and those will be varying degrees of fidelity. It might be a voice memo of him just recording himself on an acoustic guitar. Those are the most frequent. Sometimes he'll send us more like slightly more produced ones where he'll track some electric guitar, and like throw some drum loops and stuff on it, and that'll be a little more fleshed out. And then I'll basically take those and splice, put the producer hat on, and basically, like, if this was a band I was working with as a producer, what would I do? So I'll take bits and pieces from different songs and a lot of times combine them. Like Drinking Lonely actually came together from multiple different old previous songs that we combined, and that's like pretty common.
Oh yeah. And
the single we just did actually was like two completely different little song recordings that Stein sent over.
Dissa.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I'd love to just shine some light on Anthony and just show what an incredible producer he is, because I wouldn't be able to make any of this shit without him and Dominic just cleaning everything up, because I make just the most horrific little pile of shit. And I just push it into their hands, and I say, "Can you make something with that?"
This is what I got for you.
Here's just some shit, and sometimes they'll find an absolute rock solid diamond in that shit, and they'll just pull it out and make something beautiful happen. So the disappointed, if I ate mold, I'd even notice that whole thing. That was like that chorus melody. I'm a dancer, dancer.
Yeah.
That was something I sent to Anthony maybe a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and it was
a verse.
It was originally a verse, and it was so cheesy and dumb. I had it. It was this. I'm a disappointed, and then I went to motivation.
Yes. Also, no. Fuck.
No, it was horrific.
Horrible.
Right?
But that dissa just stuck inside of Anthony's head, and then when we were trying to figure that song out, he just pulled. He was like, "What was that thing that you had?" And I sent it over to him, and he just took that and molded it in, and then he sent back a melody, and then I wrote some lyrics over it. We wrote that chorus. I think it was in the shower. We wrote that whole chorus, well, through texting.
So we've been trying to solve the recording, like make the recording actual tracking process as efficient as possible, and we've had highs and lows in the journey of that.
And this is all in-house?
Right now,
you guys are running all of it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll do all the tracking, and then Stein, for the most part, will drive down from Wisconsin down to Illinois, and he'll track just in my basement. But what we're on the precipice of getting to work, we did it for part of the This song, and it worked, was actually we figured out a way to record. We got Stein his own mic, the same mic that I have. We got him the same interface, and he tracks live on Zoom with me, Dominic.
Nice.
And Stein all in one Zoom room, and we got it to be
so cool.
Here,
That actually
Logic,
works.
Yeah, we use Logic Pro, is
Right.
recording program,
Stone was right.
and we could hear him like in high quality, in semi-real time. Right, there's a little bit of delay, obviously, but enough that he can do a take. Yeah, and he could do a take, and then we can give him feedback right in the moment. Like, actually change it a little bit to that. So that's been our what we think is going to be the future. Is like we literally all just do these virtual recording sessions, and then that will ideally speed everything way up without having to drive, an hour both ways.
I'll be tracking on Logic on our Studio Mac, and it's literally to the level where, because we're on Zoom, I could literally let Anthony take over my screen, and he could be engineering from his house in real time while I'm tracking.
It's pretty wild.
At my house in another fucking state.
Shit.
That is
and when I have to record in his house, he's got this little fiberglass black box I have to record in. I have to crawl inside of it. He didn't put a door on it. We call it the box.
It's under the fucking stairs, very Harry Potter.
It's such a goddamn nightmare to record in there. It's sweaty and hot, and I can't see anyone or really hear them. So you're just in it was kind of like the beginning of this podcast. It felt very similar to the noise, the Bluetooth connection sound.
The very real scare of somebody jumping in on you. Naked.
To cut out like nearly an hour and a half of a commute to just be recording in my house, my basement, my comfy studio. And we got the chorus of Disappointment is all recorded in that way. Yeah, and then it all broke. Then my computer broke, and then my mic broke, and then now everything's broken. So we got to get a couple things fixed up.
Gotcha. What's with all the fucking cats on the album covers?
That's funny. So yeah, I mean, if you look at like older album artwork, then Greatest Hangs, it's like a bunch of different stuff.
It's very oil painting.
And then
deals.
I like the one for Shoot Our Way Out.
Yes. That's a good one.
With the bananas.
Hell yeah.
And the cat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one's fun.
I like that song
That's a fun
too.
one.
That's a fucking great hook.
But it basically was like, whenever we do something and it's successful, we kind of run in that direction.
Yeah.
It's
so
like
the cats were fucking crushing.
So the cat artwork specifically was on, I think it was
Drinking
Lonely.
Yeah.
And it was a picture I took. It was a picture I took of my cat Nala in my arm with the Pabst blue ribbon on her.
Yes.
Yeah, and she looks kind of fucked up. And it's like it was just a cute picture. And then when we put that song out the second time, we've used that for the artwork. And then the song just kind of started to blow up. So then it was like, we were trying to always kind of figure out why songs are blowing up.
Right,
If you could break it down to a science, is it the lyrics? Is it the melody? Could it have been that the song title was funny? Because we did a funny name on that song for no reason.
Right,
I only do push-ups when I'm drunk. And it's never said in that song. I do have a funny story about that. That is a true story. It is the first time I ever got drunk. And I got really fucked up on Dimitri vodka, and I was doing like the alcoholic thing where you swig Arnold Palmer and just throw the vodka down your mouth.
Yeah.
So I drank this whole bottle, and I got so fucked up. I was with my best buddy, Dan Resnick, and our friend, John Pack. And I hadn't seen John Pack since high school, and we were all just partying, having a good time. And I got so drunk I started doing push-ups and then doing the clap push-up kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, I was good God. I was probably almost 300 pounds when that happened. And it was just a spectacle to be held.
Yeah, right.
My keys fell out of my pocket.
Yes, they do.
I went back to my buddy Dan's house, and then I woke up in the morning. I thought I'd lost my mom's car keys in the city of Chicago.
Oh, no.
I called my buddy John Pack. I was like, "Are my keys over there?" He was like, "Bro, they're not. I looked everywhere. They're not here." And then I was like, "I'm going to come over and check." They're right under the couch.
Fuck.
My level. You could have seen it
I checked
standing
absolutely
right
everywhere.
there.
You're fucked.
The day
dude.
was safe, but that whole debacle was just burned into my mind, and it was just kind of funny. So we put that funny name on the song. We put the funny cat art on there, and then the song blew up. And then you just go like, what did make people? What made them click? Was it the name? Was it the artwork? Yeah. Was it they heard the song and then they were hooked? You know. So from then on, we kind of tried to include the cat theme to build off of that brand that came off of that song.
Yeah.
And I think we haven't done a funny name since the latest song we just put out, which lo and behold is doing pretty well. So
nice.
it
Yeah,
probably
I like
is the funny fucking name, man. I think that might be it.
Was it like if I eat mold or what the fuck would I know?
Yeah, would I even notice? Yeah. Which that's Anthony could tell that story if he wants to.
I literally thought I ate mold, and I just texted and I was like, "Do you guys think if I ate mold, I would know? Like I would realize that I did it because I wasn't sure if I did."
I think you would definitely
like,
know
hilarious.
Because I had a fucking time where I was eating bean dip. I didn't know how old it was, and I was talking to somebody. I fucking do a scoop, and it goes into the mouth, and immediately before I even close my mouth, something in my body was just immediately like, "Don't fucking eat this. Don't fucking
Good
do
God.
it." Yeah.
Well,
I pull it out. I look. It's fucking like black mold on this bitch.
No good.
Bye bye.
No good.
Fucking, it was.
I was very worried. I was very
Seconds
worried
later.
that I ate a whole piece of bread with mold on it.
Oh,
and so
no.
That's why. But it was actually, so the funny thing about the cat too, last thing on the cat was, and Dominic would remember the name, I can't remember offhand, but some guy did a giant painting of the PBR photo of the cat.
Okay, because I was going to say it looked very oil painting. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know they got fucking filters and shit,
album.
but like, nice. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's totally real.
This guy Cody, he just followed us on Instagram. I can't remember where he is. Oh, he's in Seattle.
Okay.
And he reached out to us, just sent us that painting, and he told this long story about how our EP, Bad Luck Planet, like, was like a huge pinnacle moment for like him and his girlfriend. And he sent us that painting. We were like, dude, can we just use that for the album art? Because we were blown away by how good it was.
It's fucking very good. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm just realizing too, we sent him a little money and we said we would send him merch. I'm realizing right now this is the second time we've realized this. I'm realizing it.
You never get it.
We already apologized. It was, I think literally it was like 6 or 7 months.
Right.
And he was like, hey, what's up with that? And then I told Dominic, because my life was going into a pit of hell at the time a couple months ago, and I was like, just tell him that we'll make an affiliate code, and then he can just get free stuff. I'll set it up tonight. And I'm realizing right now in this moment on this podcast, 7/11/2024, I did not make that code. Cody, I'm very sorry. I want to tell a little story about Cody and his artwork. I create all the artwork for all our stuff. I'd already created an album art for that no one has ever seen.
Nice.
And it's ridiculous. It's like so ridiculous that I can't believe. When I saw his rendition of that picture in oil painting, I knew instantly that's the album artwork for this album.
Oh,
that's exactly what it has to be.
Jesus.
The thing that I have is dog shit in comparison. This feels like all the songs. It feels like the whole thing perfectly encapsulated. So we hit him up, and I just realized we're doing him dirty. So I'm sorry, Cody, if you're listening to this now. And if your name isn't Cody and I've said the wrong name, I'm very sorry.
I don't know who we're sending things
to. We're gonna reconnect. I'll send you some extra freebies and stuff for this whole debacle. But this just adds to the lore, baby. That we're a bunch of goddamn dirt bags over here.
Lowlifes.
Can I plug his Instagram because he makes.
Of course, really I'll put up in the video. I'll put up his Instagram if you tell me it.
Perfect. It's KODXDKTA.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Nice
I'll throw his
to meet you.
Instagram up there.
Is it XD like the emoji, like the early 2000s emoji?
It's like
So it's
Charlie
like code-
XCX.
Code, like Cody, like KODY is his name, but it's KODX and then DKT.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Interesting.
No idea what that name is, but
No.
Maybe change it to Cody Paints or something like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Make it
something-
easier for people to look you up, buddy.
That'd be
absolutely.
nice. He's a great artist.
Oh yeah,
Magnificent.
the art is great. I love that oil painting. It looks crazy.
I'll tell what I originally had. It's ridiculous. It's literally a cat in cool sunglasses standing on a skyscraper, looking back at the camera, giving the peace sign, shooting a bazooka at a giant rat that's attacking a city, and it's exploding.
Keep
And
that
it
one.
says "Good hangs" down the tube of the bazooka. It's the greatest hangs written on there. It's so ridiculous.
That's good. I
It's
like
so
that.
good. It's
I like
really
that a
funny
lot.
to think
Post
about.
it.
If that had been the
Honestly.
artwork, though, if that had been the artwork, would we be 10 times bigger right now? Listen to that description.
Man, yeah,
What
that's
that
a
is.
hard one. Shit.
But that description, that has fuck all to do with any of the songs on there. It doesn't have any emotion. It's just like a silly, stupid graphic. So yeah, Cody's art was the superior one, and I knew right away.
Right. What was the thing I wanted? Oh, about the fucking other song. I hate you for hating or making me hate you. Is that about
Yeah.
a person? Is that about a fucking
Well, you
dirty,
know,
nasty
it's-
person?
I'll tell you what it's really about. It's about the feeling when you find out that someone you're close with may or may have not done something kind of fucked up.
It seemed
That's
a
what it
lot
sounded
like.
like.
It did. I don't think there was very much guessing.
Yeah.
Much guesswork on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like from the perspective of the person,
Right,
which a lot
yes.
of people have gone through. A lot of dudes go through that, and they find out their friend did something, and like
Yeah. Your
sometimes
friend's
you're
a huge
like,
piece of shit. Yeah.
it's like, but it's not really the most enviable. I mean, it's kind of the most enviable position to be in. It's like nothing bad happened to you. You know, you're just
Right,
observing this thing, and you don't know what has happened and what is true and what isn't true. So just kind of like the agony of that and losing a friend and
Yeah.
But
No,
the lore around it,
Yes.
which we recently discovered that there's a whole set of threads on Reddit, which none of us are
Ooh.
Reddit
yeah,
users.
Reddit.
And
Yeah,
so-
they really
Okay.
figure a lot of shit out.
Yeah,
on
they
a
it.
like
lot
to
of people
sleuth
have
it
booked
up.
They're
up.
always correct.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
so a lot-
yeah, they haven't
I saw-
I think they
people
found
into
the Boston
suicide for
bomber
bullshit.
in
Yeah.
like 2 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
They really nailed it. Like, oh, this is the fucking guy right here.
Oh, they fucking
So
got
they,
it. Yeah, they got it really good.
So what is all the sleuths on Reddit said? Which, by the way, Reddit has given us so much love and so much joy.
Nice.
And
Yeah, they
every
really-
time somebody says anything about Good Hanks, good or bad, it gives me like this weird. It's like the best part about being in this band is reading some weirdo's opinion about Good Hanks on Reddit.
Hell yeah.
I haven't
I
seen
get-
anything bad.
It crystallizes like us as a band in my head because I'm such a fucked up person who's been on the internet for so long.
Yeah.
I played a bunch of shows. We play a bunch of shows, but people talking about us on Reddit makes me feel like we're a real band. Which is so
I can
funny.
definitely understand that shit. When people are talking about you outside of the show, or like when somebody asks, "Hey, what's somebody, fucking who should I be listening to?" and somebody calls that shit out, you don't even know these fucking people. It's like, yeah, okay, I think we're doing it.
It's
I think we're doing
crazy.
the fucking
It's
thing.
crazy, man. It's a crazy, crazy thing, and yeah, it's wild. So what are the fine, beautiful people that I love on Reddit saying about it?
So
Right.
a lot of what the when we talk about like our influences as a band, we're pretty explicit about it. Like we say it. We're like basically the idea of the band is the most modern emo and pop punk sounds like pretty different from the early 2000s stuff
Yeah.
that we like first Tell All Your Friends, Taking Back Sunday,
Uh-huh.
or Full Collapse by Thursday, or
I
some of
listened
the
to it.
early
It
brand
felt like
new
some,
stuff, right?
I don't know what the fuck I was listening to. It felt very Newfound Glory.
Yeah, like early Newfound Glory. So like
Yeah.
basically all those bands, we grew up listening to all those bands, and then what would happen is they all started Taking Back Sunday is a great example.
Yeah.
They were like, let's be a mainstream band. So they
Uh-huh.
tried to transition out of like the subgenre, which was like way crazier and like just so chaotic in like a cool way.
Right.
And then, so they're like, let's just go straight up mainstream and Make Damn Sure. And, that whole album, they were like in a FIFA game. And like everyone was like, are they going to be the next big like a radio friendly band, and we were like, they lost that original spark of like what it sounded like, and Brand New took the opposite way. Brand New was like, we're gonna go way darker, we're gonna be like way more emotional and stuff, and then like half the bands you listen to would just put out like a second album. The first album would be like so seminal, the second album would just be a flop. So then pop punk goes down this other direction, and so our hunch was like, we don't really listen to most of modern pop punk. It's like, does it really scratch that same itch of that like early 2000s stuff? So we were like, maybe we'll just make the early 2000s stuff again. We'll just basically do that genre, bring it into the modern time, and basically say, if people liked the 2000s stuff and don't like most of modern pop punk, they'll maybe like us. It's like, other bands that I feel like are doing a similar style. It's like, Hot Mulligan feels very reminiscent of the early
stuff. I like
stuff.
Hot Mulligan a lot. They come
Super
up
fun,
after
right?
After if you just put your guys' shit on, they come up as the next band on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, their last two albums have been fucking great.
Super fun. Like another band, like Free Throw is also kind of in that same.
Fucking Free Throw. I'm not fucking them, but you know what the fuck I mean. I love that fucking band. I saw you guys are playing with or you did play with Tiny Moving Parts. Love that fucking
Tiny Moving Parts, super fun. Yeah, super fun. So basically, we make music that sounds a lot like those early bands. So people have pointed out that on I Hate You, the bridge part, he's very reminiscent of the really famous bridge in 70x7, which is the whole, is that what you call a getaway? The whole thing about like a friend screwing someone over. And then, as most people know by now, Jesse, the singer, all this super sketchy stuff came out about him.
I was going to say, a lot of fucking punk bands came out where it was like the singer was grooming people and fucking
for sure.
people. It was like,
man,
I used to love your music so much.
And so a lot of people are like, is that song about the Brand New singer? Because it sounds kind of like the original song.
Right.
It's about like, I hate you for making me hate you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we are like, just lean into the lore, and we're like, sure.
Fucking, it can be whatever you want it to be, man.
We're like, we can't confirm or deny.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, we all know that guy.
yeah, totally. So what's Reddit say?
Well, that's what they say. They say, is it about Jesse?
About that guy.
They've even
I thought he had some specific ones that you were looking.
Well, yeah,
they've.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
for sure. Yes.
They've even called out lines that like we didn't even think about when we were writing it. I don't think.
Right.
Like, the one
it's
line
just a passing thing. Like, oh, this was totally about that. Then
it's like I'm just trying to
and
make a rhyme.
Like,
they'll fucking make a rhyme.
The line. Literally, the first line of "I Hate You" is "Didn't want to be a letdown, but you let me down."
Yes.
And then the line in 70x7 is "Everyone's caught on, and I can't let you let me down again." And like we weren't even thinking.
We didn't even realize.
I like the beginning of that shit though. It comes in so big, like such a big fucking thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then there was also people who were speculating about the album cover. Like we had a early album cover, one of the cat ones, and they were like, it kind of looks like the Deja and Tendu album. Like maybe it was all these hidden Easter eggs.
We're correlating cats now. We fucking got it. We know what they were doing.
That was the MTV nod that we did we made a canvas for Spotify of a cat in a spacesuit.
Yes,
it looked like the old MTV one.
MTV one. Supposed to be for MTV, but then people were like, oh, it's like the Deja and Tendu. We were like, well, I guess, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I could see that.
What you want it to be.
I could see where people would go with that.
So yeah, you guys are out of Chicago then, right?
Mm-hmm. For the most part, yeah. The other band members are all Chicago, either suburbs or in the city proper.
I mean, I guess show-wise, when you guys are playing shows, it's mostly Chicago area.
Yeah, mostly Chicago, and that's like we pretty much said that from the beginning. We're like, we're just gonna try to build a fan base in Chicago. At one point, we were playing like very frequent in the city, and then we were like, oh yeah, and then someone used actually a different band we played with. They're like, we don't want to play Chicago too many times to wear out the draw. And I was like, that is the phrase that describes what has happened for these last 8 months, where we play over and over. Surprisingly, people don't want to see good hangs in the same town, the same people twice a month. So we were like,
they want you to space it out about a month and a half, 2 months at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, at the very least, for sure.
So where? I guess the question on that is, after a show, where's the best place to get? Where are you going to get something to eat? What's the fucking good spot? What's the fucking after show spot out in Chicago?
That's a good question.
Demo's Pizza is a classic spot.
Demo's?
It plates up tea. You go to Demo's, and it's a bunch of different crazy toppings on really big pizza slices.
Nice.
Very good. There's also the what's the burger place, Anthony? I'm like
the Small Jamal in Chicago is such a slammer.
Great. Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah. Now Chicago's all deep dish, huh? Or is it like that? Is that fucking spot?
Oh yeah, that's the spot. And it's it's if you're into that, it's good. It's
it's a
not
pie.
for everyone.
It's a fucking thing. Yeah,
it's
people
a pie.
get fucking,
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
This has always been like a special occasion meal for us, I would say. Most of the time we're getting fried bread.
There is nothing like getting off the high of a show that you just played. Everyone was going crazy. You go to Demo's Pizza. They give you a shot and a beer and a slice of pizza.
Slice it up.
And you just, it's just like pure victory. There's nothing like it. That's a great place.
Eating after a show is amazing. After a successful show.
After a good show, go sit
you
down
don't even
want
to eat after a shitty
each
show.
Other off how fucking good it was. At the same time, fucking slurping down greasy ass shit.
Yeah.
They're nothing like it.
Right. So I guess to fucking end it out, man. What's the big plans for you guys next, man? What you got going on? You got something huge? You got more shit coming out? I know you just
got to get that
released
mic. Got to get that computer.
Yeah. You got that new Disa fucking single out. Is there more songs coming? An album coming?
Yeah,
we're hoping by the end of the year to get an album
writing
out.
New songs. We're constantly putting demos together and then constantly refining studio recorded stuff that we haven't released.
Right.
And big plan for a big album.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know if you guys want to share it or not, Anthony Stein, but we have a very good contender for a name for the second album.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is it a secret or it can come out all?
I'll tell it right here, right now.
Fucking exclusive.
The second album, we got two contenders. I'll tell you the two ideas.
All right.
No, do the one. There isn't two.
One of them is a joke.
Come on.
We're rolling the polls
Okay,
right
so
now.
the one that is serious, and do we tell the backstory? That's the real question.
Yeah. They just leave it ambiguous.
Holy shit, dude! No way.
Okay, I'll tell you the one with.
I almost want him to say it.
With nuclear launch codes right now. Reddit, everything lies on this name.
So the
balance of
one
the
band
world.
name, the one album name,
All right.
which is something that a kid said to me 20 years ago.
Yes.
No, probably 25 years ago. He called
Is
me
the next
a
fucking album called You're a
Renob.
Fag?
He called you a what?
No, that's good though. That's good.
Oh,
2024.
hell yeah.
He called me a Renob.
A Renob.
And I said, what is a Renob? And he said, it's boner backwards.
Oh, that is not what I thought it was.
Soft.
But yes, okay.
So we were like,
that was the first. That was going to be the first album we ever did.
that was our first contender for the album. We're like, it would be so funny to call an album Renob, just not explain it and just put it up and just see if anyone who would see it. The second album title
is this the serious one or
This is
the serious one. This
okay.
Yeah, this one would be called Extremely Fragile Human Being.
Okay. Yeah. I fucking dig on
Doesn't that feel good?
It
Doesn't
does.
that feel
It
nice?
feels yeah.
I'm embarrassed to even brought up Renob.
No,
That's
I
like an
like
album
Renob. I feel
for-
like it could be
That's-
misconstrued
yeah, I know. I mean,
a little.
You
no,
say
that'll
that. That's
be-
it's gonna be the name of our album next.
That'll be all good.
We're doing a
That'll
Renob.
be- Yeah.
It's a very pop punk name for sure.
It's very pop punk. If Intoxicated had done better, we'd be coming out with Renob right now. There'd probably be some ska on
I
it.
did like
It'd
that
be,
fucking song.
A lot of skanking, a lot of that.
Yes.
But no, everyone let us down on fucking Spotify, so blame them.
Mm.
More depressing songs.
All right, man.
Well, you guys, do you want to plug something before we go? Because I think we probably did. You have any more questions?
Oh,
That's
I
about
got
all I got, man. I'm
some
super
for
stoked you
sure.
guys fucking came on. But yeah, plug whatever the fuck you got for sure.
Yeah, I just want to say buy some merch.
Yes.
some-
Yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna put all
Buy
your fucking
some
social
merch.
shit on there. Buy all
Yeah.
their shit, man. If
Buy
you
some
see them
merch
out and
at
about, suck
Good
them off.
Hangs.
Fucking
Yeah. Shout out.
Buy
Good.
some merch at goodhangs.store. for sure do that.
No, it's
There
Good
you
That's
go.
Hangs.
limited shit.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It's goodhangs.store, right?
Dominic, god damn it. It's
We're gonna put up all
You're
the
one
links.
shot. You fucked it all up.
You fucked it all up.
They're not gonna buy anything.
Yeah. Do you guys want to plug anything else?
I don't if this comes out before August 16th. We have a
It'll
show
come out next
at
Thursday.
Amazing.
we have a show at Cobra Lounge in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Okay.
If you come out, if you live there, if you want to fly out, we have a lot of fans that are flying out to the show, which is mind blowing.
That's cool.
Gonna be
That was
amazing.
incredible.
Gonna be our
That's
only
amazing.
show.
Amazing.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram at Good Hangs Band.
Yes.
We're on TikTok. We're on X. It's all at Good Hangs Band.
Yeah.
X is Twitter.
TikTok's going away though. Probably don't even worry about that.
Yeah. Just go
Yeah,
on there
probably.
and watch all the videos for now.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, man. Well, it's great to have the good hangs on here,
Hell yeah.
and we'll talk to you
Yeah.
later, guys.
All right, thanks so
Have a
much.
great
Here comes some
day.
fucking
All right, you
funky
too.
shit.
Good night.
Oh. Guys,
Yep.
sounds back.
Back
Back again?
What is that noise?
Is this a prank?
No, I swear it isn't, man.
Oh, fuck.
Listen, I'm not into the weird core Tim and Eric kind of comedy style. If that's what this is.
Oh no, I swear it isn't, man.
You better.
Hold on.
You better cut it out.
Yeah, I don't know what fixed it. I mean, I guess we pulled it out and put it back in.
It kind of sounds
No,
like a
that's
nice
classic.
bass tone, like someone's doing like a doom.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
we're in the
right.
middle of a
Kind of
fucking
bass.
like
Yeah.
we're literally in a fucking practice spot, so there's a million bands around us.
It does
Oh
sound
my
like
God,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
It's called rehearsal space.
Yeah, man.
That's why it's called Rehearsal Space Invaders.
Fuck yeah.
I thought that was like about invading our personal space.
No.
Oh no.
No.